Hey guys, welcome back to the Hassan Sisters channel. As you can see, I am by myself today. I really wanted to make this video for you guys regarding skin. Skin is a huge thing for me. I have struggled with acne almost more than half of my life. It's been the struggle, let me tell you guys. As you can see, this is all scarring right here and right here. And I was recently on Accutane for 7 whole months. I would never do Accutane again. Obviously, my skin is still trash. However, I'm no longer breaking out. I am left with 10 times the amount of scarring that I never had. Accutane has left me with a ton of scarring. I will get into that in this video. So if you guys want to hear me complain about Accutane and how I had the worst 7 months of my entire life on it, then just keep on watching. All right, guys, so just to give you guys a little backstory about my skin. I always had acne. I would say it started around maybe like early high school. I started getting cystic acne. That's usually the acne I get is just always cystic acne, which is definitely like the worst type of acne you can get. I've been to so many dermatologists. I have been prescribed doxycycline, minocycline, Tazorac cream, just like so many creams and like antibiotics. And the thing with my skin is that it would work, but once I was off of those antibiotics, my acne would just come back. Like it was never really resolved. And it was so hard because my acne was always the worst out of like my friend group, out of my family. Like, I don't know what it is, but like my hormones are just like whack. And I would just always break out into cystic acne. And cystic acne is hormonal. So like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my body. But anyways, yeah, so it was always just like so hard for me to deal with. And just last year, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm freaking over this acne. Like, I knew about Accutane, but it always kind of scared me just because of like the side effects are pretty scary. And like everyone kind of talks down upon it, but then everyone has really successful results. Like, I have watched every video on YouTube and everyone comes out with flawless baby skin, like baby smooth skin. And I was like, you know what? Like, there's no way Accutane won't work for me. Like, let me just do it. Hopefully, like, usually Accutane, you're on Accutane for 6 whole months, and that should do the job. And I was like, you know what? Like, let me just freaking do it. Like, what can I lose? I mean, it has to work. It works on every single person. Like, I think the success rate is like 90% or something. So I was like, let me just freaking do it. And so I went to my dermatologist about 8 months ago. Once I told her everything, all the antibiotics that I've been on, she was like, have you heard of Accutane? And I was like, yes, that's actually why I'm here. Like, I want to do Accutane. And she was like, okay, like, she's like, you're going to see amazing results on it. Like, it's amazing. And just kind of like talking really highly about it. So I finally started. I was so happy. And I get angry thinking about it because like it literally ruined my skin, you guys. I did take monthly pictures, so you guys will see my skin getting progressively worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh my God, it just makes me so mad. I will be posting pictures that I took month to month, and you guys will see. They're pretty scary. I am being extra vulnerable because these pictures are not fun to look at. But I think if it can help someone, one of you watching, then I'm all here for it. I know that you guys are probably watching this video because you're about to start Accutane, you're thinking about getting on Accutane, or you're just being, I don't know, a supporter. But yeah, so I will be posting pictures along the way, but my skin did get worse by the month. And they do say on Accutane that you go through a purging stage, and that definitely happened for me. My skin freaked out. I started breaking out around the end of the first month. And, you know, I was staying positive because they say just stick with it. Like, it'll get worse before it gets better. And so that's exactly what I did. I was just really, really patient on Accutane, even though it killed my self-esteem. I just stayed positive, and I was like, you know what? Like, it's gonna work. how can it not work? It's going to work. I just got to stick with it. So that's what I did. I stuck with it. The second month comes around. I'll insert pictures here, but the second month comes around and my skin is just getting worse and worse and worse. Third month comes around, still worse. Fourth month, still worse. Fifth month, probably the worst it's been. And then sixth month, my skin finally started kind of like clearing up, like not even really, but kind of. And yeah, my dermatologist was just as confused as I was. She didn't know why I was still breaking out. She didn't know why my skin was doing that. And that was even more frustrating. Like, you should know the answers. Like, why? Like, am I on too much of a dosage? Am I like, what are you doing wrong? But then again, it's like, it's my skin. Everyone reacts differently to it. So I couldn't really be mad at her. And then finally, I decided to just ghost my dermatologist and just get off of Accutane. And this was the 7th month. I was like, you know what? My skin is not getting better. Like, I was still getting like occasional breakouts. I was like, I feel like I'm just like hurting myself at this point. Like I just need to get off of it. And everyone was telling me like, just stop taking it, like see what happens. Your skin probably just needs a break. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, I'm just gonna stop. So I just stopped taking it. And then finally I noticed that my skin honestly started looking better. And I haven't broken out since. I haven't gotten any like cystic major breakouts, and which is good, but I'm like, dude, look what Accutane did. Like, I never used to have crater scars, but now I have so much crater scars. It's insane. Like, especially on this side. You can't really see it on camera, but it's pretty freaking bad. Like, I'm gonna have to do some treatments. If you guys know of any treatments that I can do, I mean, I know there's like chemical peels and micro needling. I've done micro needling before and it didn't really like do much for me. But if you guys know of any chemical, or if you guys know of any treatments I can do that can maybe like help me with all this redness and scarring, just tell me, comment down below. But anyway, I wanted to go into some tips that I have on Accutane, because I know that Accutane is a hardcore drug. You do have to get prescribed Accutane and you do have to get approved by your dermatologist. Not anyone can get on Accutane because it's that serious. They do look for if you've been on other medications and they haven't worked, and they'll probably approve you. It is a really serious drug for those who have serious acne. I'll just tell you guys some side effects that I had during Accutane. The first side effect is obviously dry lips. For dry lips, make sure you buy Aquaphor. That saved me. It did get pretty bad to the point where I couldn't even eat. Like, I would open my mouth and the corners of my lips would just crack. And it would, oh my God, it was so painful. Another side effect that I had was rib pain, which was kind of strange for me, but I did have rib pain. It didn't last very long. That was kind of like a rare one. I never heard anyone having rib pain. And then of course, back pain, just joint pain in general, like my knees, oh my God, my knees were something else during Accutane. But yeah, my back for sure was a big one. Dry eyes, I always noticed my eyes were so dry. Especially at night, I would get so tired because they just felt so dry. So get eye drops. Let's see, moisturizer. I use CeraVe moisturizer. I'm not a big moisturizer person, but you definitely do need to have some type of moisturizer because your skin will like get so dry. This is my Holy Grail face wash. I use this every day during Accutane. It seems to work. I still use it. I still stand by it. Honestly, I didn't have very many side effects on Accutane. I had a pretty good experience regarding side effects. So now I'll just get into some tips that I have for you guys, because Accutane can be rough. It could be a pretty rough experience. So tip number 1 that I have is don't look in the mirror. Try so hard to not look in the mirror, because once you hit that purging stage, you are going to just feel so discouraged. You are not going to want to leave your house. You are not going to want to like talk to anyone. You're going to want to stay in your room, because that's exactly what happened to me. I did not want to go out. My friends would text me with plans and I would just like sometimes like lie and just be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have to do this, or like, I got to do this. Like, I didn't even want to put makeup on because, you know, sometimes makeup just looks bad over acne. And I was like, I don't want to like I don't want to put foundation on. I don't want to do this. Like, I just kind of honestly like I'd rather stay home. Like acne really kills your self-esteem. That's one tip I have, is try not to look in the mirror, because you will just like start looking at yourself and be in the mirror for hours and just criticizing yourself and hating yourself. And don't do that, because that's not good. But another tip that I have is do not, and I am so serious when I say this, but do not pick at your skin, okay? When you're on Accutane, your skin becomes really, really thin, okay? So when you pick at your skin, you are more likely to scar. And I think that's honestly why my skin still looks like this. To be honest, I broke out a ton, as you guys can see from the pictures, I broke out a ton. Hopefully for you guys, Accutane will be successful and you guys will go through a purging stage and then it'll get better. But for me, that wasn't really the case. I just kept breaking out and it never really got better, to be honest, until I got off of it. But that's another story. Like I said, I had the worst 7 months of my entire life. I regret going on Accutane because, of course, there are natural things you can do to get rid of your acne, but in my position, I was just so over it. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I need Accutane. And sadly, Accutane wasn't really on my side, but I mean, I can say that I have learned to love myself with acne. Accutane has made me accept who I am with all of these flaws that I have and imperfections. It's really important to understand that everyone has acne in their life. I mean, everyone gets pimples and whatever, and it's just kind of how you respond to it. Don't let it affect you and what you want to do. For me, I regret those times where I didn't go out, or like where I stayed home because of my acne. So just don't let it win. Acne never wins. I hope that if you are thinking about getting on Accutane, that you do your research, because you know, there are serious side effects that a lot of people have. They can have depression. They just like nosebleeds. I don't know, it's pretty serious, but just make sure you do your research on that and talk to your dermatologist to see if it's a good idea. I would never do Accutane again. Clearly my skin is trash, but I will be doing some treatments for me to get all this stuff out of the way. I know a lot of you guys watching this probably have acne and are struggling and feeling depressed, but make sure to always love yourself even with acne, because it gets better. It always gets better. Just make sure to love yourself every day and to stick with it if you do decide to get on Accutane. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm the only one who didn't have a successful outcome on Accutane. As you guys saw in the pictures, my acne just kept getting worse. I had huge cystic acne. I really don't know what happened along the way. Like, my acne just got so much worse, but I feel like that only happened to me. Out of all of the YouTube videos I have seen, and I have seen probably every single one, my acne just got worse. I don't know why, but I'm sure for you guys, it should hopefully work. But like I said, there are so many alternatives you guys can do to clear acne. Just make sure that you guys do your research on Accutane, because it is a really serious drug. And I think that is all for this video. I really hope I helped at least one person in just deciding whether to get on Accutane, or, you know, whether you guys want to take my tips or whatever. I think that is all. So I will leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I was extra vulnerable in this video by posting all of these pictures that I never thought I would show anyone. But like I said, if it can help one person, then I'm all here for it. So I think that concludes this video. Yeah, love y'all.